And welcome back. Well, this summer has sure had its fill of warm and sticky days. I love it. I'm not complaining. But that shouldn't mean that your dog has to be limited to the indoors or air conditioning.
Leann, Boucha and Emily Carl are here with some ways to keep your dog hydrated and cool and enriched, and all at the same time. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today.
That's right, from HAWS. Good to see you guys.
Who's this little guy?
This is Cooper. Cooper is a 2-year-old blue tick coon hound mix something or other, available for adoption at HAWS.
He's handsome.
Yes, he's
so
been
cute.
available for adoption since November, so we need to get him home.
So what are some tips you guys have for keeping your dog cool in these hot summer days?
Absolutely. So different dogs are going to be sensitive to heat more than others, but we want people to know that you don't just have to stay inside in the air conditioning. I think a very common fun thing to do in your backyard is get a kiddie pool or get a stock tank, fill that with water. You can even make that a little bit more fun for your kids' involvement too. You can throw ice cubes in there or fill water balloons, freeze those, and add those giant ice balls to the kiddie pool.
Oh, that's a good idea.
My dog would love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can set up a sprinkler, run through that with the dog. You can put a dog bed or like a cooling pad in the shade so that they have a place to rest.
Yeah.
Frozen Kongs that they can enjoy outside is another cool treat. And you're going to be making some popsicles today, which is another fun thing.
I like that too. Before we make the popsicle, one of the questions that we asked earlier was about shaving your pet. And I think a lot of people do that this time of year. They get them groomed and they kind of trim off the hair. Does that actually matter? Does it help?
It depends. So the answer is it depends. If you have a single coat dog like a Maltese or a Bichon or a Poodle and the fur keeps growing and you shave them down, that's acceptable by breed standard. If we're dealing with like a Golden Retriever or a really fluffy dog that's got a double coat or a Malamute, they have guard hairs and they have an undercoat. And when you shave it, you ruin the integrity of the coat and you actually can actually create a situation where the dog overheats. Because, yes, because when they shed their undercoat, the guard hairs stay and it allows cool air to circulate and keep the dog cool through the skin. So you set them up for sunburn and you set up the coat to grow back really differently.
Would a groomer know that, or is that something you need to know about your dog?
They should, but people that just take you know, a razor, or not a razor, but trimmers to their dog at home, it's really not great if you've got a double coated dog.
Wow, I did not know that.
I had no idea.
Yes.
I wouldn't have the patience to shave my dog. Anyway, so she wouldn't lay there for that.
My dog to respond that way, right? I'd be the bad guy sometimes. Some like it, some don't.
Right.
Okay, so popsicles. What are these?
Popsicles are popsicle for your pup. So what we do, and this is something that we offer at the shelter, but you can, yes, you can definitely do this at home as well. Where we're just going to take, we have just plain water, or there's some chicken broth there, where you can put that in your cup.
Okay.
And that's going to then freeze once we put it in the freezer.
Okay.
And we have a nice combination of, we have some wet food, even some chicken baby food, and a good jumble of treats. You can really, one of the great things about this is you can mix whatever you want.
Put it all in there.
Yeah.
Look at Cooper. He's like,
I know.
I will help.
me or nah.
Okay, it's funny. I must be hungry because to me this looks like chocolate and like cookie dough.
And like little chunks of peanut butter.
Like, look at here. Wait, I want to show. This looks like chocolate and cookie dough. Like I'm like, I must be hungry today.
Your dog's food starts to smell really good, and you're like,
right. So really anything that your dog likes, you can throw in here and then freeze it, and then give it to them later as a nice cool.
What is this?
Yeah,
that's baby food. It's just chicken baby food, and we have some wet food there as well.
You put this in here too?
Yeah.
And if your dog likes peanut butter, you can put a dollop of peanut butter in there, freeze it, and then offer it to your dog that way. So you can do this at home.
That's cool.
We do this at the shelter. If you don't have a dog, you can come into the shelter at HAWS and volunteer doing something like this and kind of get your fill that way.
So, okay, so volunteer, you still need volunteers? So I think a lot of people, especially if they can't own a dog, or, they're not able to, but they love being around the animals and want to do something good, they can come in and volunteer?
Yes, absolutely. And we do have programs doing exactly this type of thing where you're offering enrichment to them. So there's always opportunities to volunteer. Absolutely.
Cool. Love it. Okay, good. So in terms of signs, just other things that you should know if your dog is overheating, what should you be aware of?
Yeah, so even though we're stressing things you can do outside, if your dog is getting overheated or dehydrated, you can look for a dog who's panting excessively. The panting tends to get noisier. It can even be followed by some signs of
lethargy.
Yes, lethargy and disorientation. So cooling off the dog quickly, or not quickly, but you don't want to cool them very, very fast, but getting some cool water on their body, especially by their groins and their armpit, and possibly taking them to a vet if it looks like it's getting really serious is important. In dehydration, you might have actually bright gums if the dog is starting to demonstrate overheating or heat stroke.
Cooper's available for adoption. Here's where you can find out more at hawspets.org. They're located right in Waukesha. You've got your annual pet fair coming up Saturday, this Saturday from 9 to 4. So head on out to Menomonee Falls Rotary Park for that. It's going to be a lot of fun going on. You can learn more at the website there. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Great ideas. Love it.